Dear viewer, have you ever had a movie or TV show you used to think was the greatest thing ever? You would swear up and down the movie was as awesome as toaster strudels for breakfast. Now hear me out. When I was around 10, I thought this was the greatest science fiction movie of all time. 10-year-old me saw this movie as epic and nuanced. Was I really stupid? I must have been. Never mind the people who made this movie. What was I thinking? As soon as I obtained one brain cell, I realized this movie is straight doo-doo. Complete garbanzo beans, doo-doo butter, garbage. Don't ask me why my parents had this on DVD and had the actual novel it's based on. Times were weird. Battlefield Earth is a year 2000 movie based on the novel by L. Ron Hubbard. That's right, this movie is based on a book written by the founder of Scientology, the world's strangest cult. The world's strangest religion. In case you have been living under a rock and for some reason aren't familiar with Scientology, allow me to refresh you. The Church of Scientology is responsible for things such as believing in a galactic overlord, Tom Cruise in this interview, ripping off thousands of dollars from its members, making some members sign a billion-year contract, and disconnecting from anyone that tries to leave. They have its members take auditing sessions to find out what they can use against you once you realize you're in a cult. Just like how you can join a cult after you hit the subscribe button and bell icon, you'll be blessed with awesome sci-fi videos uploaded straight into your YouTube feed, and you don't even have to sell your soul to receive them. Neat. Disclaimer, I do not condone or condemn Scientology as a religion. This video is for entertainment and movie review purposes only. So don't sue me, please. Apparently, the story behind this film is that L. Ron Hubbard wanted this book made into a movie from the get-go. He sought out John Travolta to make it happen. Travolta, being one of Scientology's most famous members, saw potential in it. Anyway, the makers of this movie claim it has almost nothing to do with Scientology.
Liar!
Am I stupid enough to believe that? Probably. But let's take a look at the plot. The plot. In the year 3000, Earth has been conquered by aliens and everything is at a Dutch angle. Seriously, why is the entire movie like this? Dutch angles can be used for a decent dramatic effect, but it's distracting when it's used in every single shot here for no reason. Our protagonist, Johnny Goodboy, seriously that's his name, seeks more to life than living like a caveman, and leaves his tribe to find the truth. The Cyclos hunt him and some new friends down and transport them by aircraft to their base to be enslaved. Goodboy tries to run away after killing one, and what are these costumes? Here we go again.
What the fuck is that?
But runs into Travolta and Forrest Whitaker. They start laughing in disbelief at a human killing a Cyclo, and the scene just ends with a curtain wipe. The Cyclos enslave humans to mine for gold, and John Travolta is the chief of security. He wants to get off of Earth as he, along with the rest of the Cyclos, think Earth is ugly and they hate it.
Does all of Earth look like this?
Oh, I'm afraid so, sir.
Then why are they here then? His superiors decide to keep his contract to work on Earth for another 50 years with endless options for renewal. I do not know, but this scene/shot, it's hilarious. And that's the problem with this movie. It's trying to be serious, but come on. This movie should have been billed as a sci-fi comedy. Just look at this guy's neck. He's gonna give One Piece characters a run for their money. They keep him on Earth because he was fooling around with another superior's daughter. When they tell him, it looks like he's gonna cry. I can't not laugh at this face. The breathing apparatus they use looks like long nose hair noodles. This line,
While you were still learning how to spell your name, I was being trained to conquer galaxies.
made my 10-year-old self rumble. Like, holy shit. He is the real deal. Now it just doesn't sound right. Maybe his voice doesn't sound right for the character, or they couldn't shoot more takes, but something just ain't right here. He might as well sound like this.
I was being trained to conquer galaxies.
And it would have the same effect. Look at these females, man. Look at their foreheads. Who approved these designs? They're so ugly, it's distracting. I cannot take this shit seriously. Travolta and Whitaker hatch a plan to mine gold in secret to buy a way off the planet. They release Goodboy to make him think he's escaped and observe him. They watch him eat a rat and think rats are a human's favorite food. It's supposed to show us the folly in the aliens' misunderstanding in a meaningful sort of way, like a reflection of ourselves and how we misunderstand things. But it comes off as simply ignorant. It makes the aliens too stupid. It makes me question how an advanced alien race this dumb can even exist, let alone take over an entire planet. John Travolta hits his huge head in bewilderment of a human's basic grasp on logic after they remove the cameras on their clothes. He then recaptures them and prepares to impart knowledge on Good Boy. A hologram appears and explains what's about to happen.
Excuse me, but I am your instructor.
His voice sounds like when you were 12 and you pucker up your lips and try to make your best impression of what a dumb person sounds like.
Language slave.
Good Boy learns their language and tries to teach what he has learned to the others.
Anyone can cook.
The Cyclo should have just taught them all if this was always an option. Slaves would be much more useful if you could communicate with them effectively, right? Another example of how slow these aliens are. For some reason, Travolta leaves the humans by themselves to mine, only occasionally taking still, colorless photos to keep track of them. Predictably, the humans try to make plans. Get this, Travolta leaves them with actual aircraft so they can fly to Fort Worth and deliver the gold they find there to the Cyclos. And Travolta barely even questions the bricked, refined, perfect gold. Anyone with a brain would be well beyond suspicious. In fact, they should have known about Fort Worth to begin with. So the air the Cyclos breathe reacts explosively with radiation. So the humans hatch a plan to blow up the dome surrounding their city, and then destroy the entire Cyclo home planet with a single nuke. This is what happens when you leave the people you enslave unsupervised. So unsupervised that you teach the humans to fly aircraft. Give them said aircraft, so they can fly away and access more aircraft, with which they can use to overthrow you. And you're telling me the Cyclos left this entire hangar full of airplanes alone after they conquered Earth, and not a single traveler has come across them until now. But okay, these things should not be operational after 1,000 years have passed. And it's not like there is electricity and a fully functional flight simulator just waiting to be used. These almost ape-like humans can't all learn how to fly fighter aircraft like professionals in just a couple of weeks, can they? And they succeed in destroying the Cyclos' home planet. With what, 30 guys? Something the entire Earth's military couldn't do? After learning how to fly for a few days? And that's Battlefield Earth, ladies and gentlemen. The acting, or lack thereof. Let's get back to the acting for just a tiny bit. This is overacting in its primal form. It's cartoony as hell. It feels like I'm watching Power Rangers. What's with all this unnecessary extraneous movement? I know some of these actors are talented, so why are they so bad in this? I'll chalk it up to bad direction given to them. That's the only possible explanation. My boy Forrest Whitaker. Man, what are you doing in this? Don't debase yourself like this, man. The action. The action here is full of slow motion and I hate it. It's one of those early 2000s movies that are so full of slow motion, you wonder how long it would be without it. Like 30 minutes long? It makes some scenes a slog to get through. Conclusion. This movie has an obsession with slow motion and Dutch angles. Slow motion is used for almost every action and Dutch angles for almost every shot. Both of these things can be used with great effect on the viewer when utilized correctly. Imagine that one camera angle in every anime right before a character goes nuts. Now imagine that camera angle copy and pasted throughout the entire thing. It gets boring and loses all of its meaning, doesn't it? Battlefield Earth seems like it was edited by someone with no attention span, and directed by someone who has never in their life directed a movie before. Actually, who directed this? Yeah, stay away from directing and stick to production design, buddy. Battlefield Earth should be classified as a sci-fi comedy, and that's the only way this movie could be considered good, and barely at that. If you're going to take this movie seriously like it wants you to, then it's not worth seeing. It would be an endurance test to see how long you can keep yourself from seeking anything containing an iota of intelligence. For example, watching paint dry. In the words of Reverend Maynard James Keenan of the metal band Tool, now excuse me while I get treated for a brain aneurysm, and await my letter in the mail informing me I'm being sued for talking trash about Scientology. Leave what you think about this movie in the comments. I try to read every single one of them. In fact, be the first to comment if you made it this far. If you like this video, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share it just in case. Just go on and hit it, subscribe to my channel, And if you're saying you're not going to, stop it. Get some help. I'm so close to reaching my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Check out my other videos if this is your first one. All that jazz. Have a good one. And don't forget to drink some water. Very important.